everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is India and today we will be doing my DNFs and dislikes of 2018. And I am sorry not sorry for any of these. Like, we can talk about it in the comments, your opinions. So I'm gonna just dive right in. But before I dive right in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notification button so you never ever miss. I'm sorry, I'm really excited about doing this. I think this is like my first like did not like video ever, so I'm kind of excited about this. But yeah, so don't forget to hit that bell notification so you never miss anything. But let's get started. We're gonna start off easy because I don't really want to talk about this one much. I just don't want to. But did not finish. Not that I did not like it, but I did not finish this book. Girl Wash Your Face by Rachel Hollis. For a while there I was reading a lot of like inspirational things in 2019 and 2018, and so this one was everywhere. It was, you know, popping up. It was like a new one and it was everywhere, so read it, and so I decided to read it. You know, it started off strong for me. It started off with some like, you know, like power, you know, and things like that. Trying to see if there's like a good quote that I highlighted in here. Started off with some good power, but then it started to get repetitive. Started to get like, okay, we already talked about that. Okay, we're attributing some of our success to God, which is fine, and hard work, cool. You know, like one of the good quotes was, you know, when you really want something, you'll find a way. When you don't really want something, you'll find an excuse. You know, that touched me. That touched me, you know? You know, and, you know, like one of the very first, you know, the introduction really got me. You know, it said, you and only you are ultimately responsible for who you become and how happy you are. Right? So I was like, yes, like, talk to me. Talk to me. I am ready for this. Then after a while, I was just like, okay. Like, okay. Fantastic. Whatever. Like, I mean, and I'm not even going to say that it's about, like, that it's because she starts talking about motherhood and I'm not a mother. But because, like, there's still inspiration in motherhood and taking care of people and learning how to take care of people and taking care of yourself at the same time. I mean, a lot of people can relate to that with or without kids. But it just started to become repetitive to the point, and it started to become less relatable to like the common individual, and I wasn't enjoying that anymore. So I just had to stop, you know, because I wanted to keep the things that made me happy and the things that really made me want to, you know, be better and work harder and do better. I tried to keep those to myself before she tainted them and ruined them for me. So you don't need to read the whole thing. Read like the first 5 chapters and you're good. You're good, right? Oh God. Oh, I'm so thirsty. Okay. So, but next up, now that we're done with that, let's go with another DNF. The Queen's Rising by Rebecca Ross. I think I actually have this one. Hold on. It's around here. Is it black? Oh, it's right here. Queen's Rising. I got this book in a subscription box. I got to page, look at that, 260. 260. I even still have my bookmark in there, my favorite bookmark. And I intentionally stopped. Like, it's not like some books I honestly just get distracted reading other books and I accidentally stop them. This one I intentionally stopped. It was so annoying. Well, annoying isn't the right word. I didn't feel like we were getting anywhere with the actual premise of this story. Like, we got 260 pages before we get anywhere worth reading of like what's gonna happen next, what we're doing. It's a whole bunch of building up who she is, where she went to school, why she was there in the first place as an extra student. You know, they hint at why she's there as an extra student, but you start to figure it out. It ain't a secret as you start to understand more background and the politics. And you know how she doesn't have any specialties. She's not gonna get a robe or a cloak or something. And it just, you're just like, okay, but I spent 200 pages figuring that out. Like, and then she starts having visions, and you're like, well, I already know what the visions are about now. I already know why she's getting the visions. I already know who she is. We all already know who she is. And then we haven't even gotten to the action portion of it, to the actual action of this book. And that is what made it so boring. Like, you're literally reading a day in the life of this girl in this boarding school for a long time. That's what you're doing. You're reading a day in the life of a girl in boarding school for a very long time. And so I just got bored. I got so bored. Like the flashes of the past weren't interesting enough to keep me entertained. Like, okay, this isn't the first book who does that. Okay. Like, we gotta keep moving. We gotta keep doing something. So I had to finish it. It just wasn't, I mean, I had to just put it on the shelves because it wasn't keeping me entertained. Like, and like to like intentionally DNF it. Like, I can't finish it. Like, I'm gonna claim my time like Auntie Maxine, and that is exactly what I did. I had to reclaim my time because this took it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It's rude that I did that. Okay, so Queen's Rising by Rebecca Ross, everybody. Next up, Heart of Thorns, which is also here. Haha! Heart of Thorns. I found it. That took a while. This came in a fairy loot box. Heart of Thorns did. I read it. I read the whole thing. This got put out as a feminist, not a feminist manifesto, but as a true feminist read. And it is not that at all. Like, at all. Is, you know, it's just, it was so disappointing how it just wasn't that. It got hyped. Like, this book literally got hyped. See, even on the back, it says, a fantastical feminist fairy tale full of love, mystery, sisterhood, severed hands. Heart of Thorns casts a fierce and magical spell. Stephanie Garber, author of Caraval and Legendary. So this book follows main character who basically her whole life has grown up killing witches. She's a witch hunter. Because she believes that her mom was killed by a witch, and her dad is like the husband, the order of, he's the person in charge of training and keeping track of all the people who are witch hunters. And so she's grown up to be a fantastic witch hunter and all of that. And then all of a sudden she is told by her father that she is going to marry the crown prince. And so, as it says in the book, she has to trade her knives and things for pretty ball gowns and dresses. And she's not too happy about that. She wants to run away. But of course, running away comes with a price. That leaves her sister behind. And yeah. So she does run away. And ends up running away with the crown prince. And basically the story goes on from there. There's nothing feminist about this. There's nothing that was like, I'm a woman, I deserve equal as this person. It there was nothing about this that screamed feminist. And then on top of that, the story is just so empty. Like there was really only one interesting part, and that was really only when she learned about her past. Like, I'm having such a hard time remembering this book because it is just so empty. Like, when she runs away, you know, at one point you think you might have a bisexual relationship in there, but we don't even touch on that for those of you who want that. We don't hit that at all. But there's no point in there where she decides she is a strong woman and can handle things on her own, or can do things just as well as any man. I mean, having an island filled with women who are in charge doesn't make this feminist. Like, we've had the Amazons before. They have their own history. So that's nothing new. And so just because it follows a female main character doesn't make anything about this feminist. She's not fighting for rights of other women because she doesn't even know what to fight for. Her past is so, she doesn't know anything about her past to know what to fight for, and that is what really just, it's like you don't even know, she doesn't know. We don't know, you don't know, she doesn't know, but we even feel like we know more than she does. So it just wasn't good. It wasn't good. But these sprayed pages are pretty. It is a fairly exclusive. But yeah, not a feminist book. As I was reading somebody's Goodreads review, and it was like, you know, normally we would have just called this, you know, we just would have called this a kick-ass female heroine. And I think that is a much better description of what we got. I mean, she's not even really kick-ass, like, she isn't actually. But we would have just called it a female heroine, and we probably wouldn't have been so angry with it or expected so much. So it is what it is. It's not good. You can't tell me it is, and you know it's not good because I think the average Goodreads review is like average Goodreads star is like 3.6 or something like that. And you know, that takes a lot of 2s and 3s. I think I gave it a 3. It takes a lot of 2s and 3s to bring it down from a 4. So even though people will be like, don't go off of Goodreads stars, like, come on, as a reader, you know you go off of Goodreads stars. Chill. I just found out about Goodreads about a year, well, not found out, I guess, because I realized I had a Goodreads account. But I started using Goodreads like a year and a half ago, so even I know better. Just a quick blurb, because I didn't really add this one on the list, but I saw it. Everless. Enjoyed the concept, didn't really enjoy the book. I still want to read the new one, which has come out. Everlast, I think. I don't remember. Enjoyed the concept of this whole blood is time thing. But I still feel like it missed a few marks. But I enjoyed the concept. Now for the book that got so much hype. Still getting hype about this new one. The book. The fucking book. The fucking book. I got all this shit for it too. Candles. Art prints. The Cruel Prince. This book is not good. It's not good. I got 2 copies of this thing. Only reason why I want the 3rd is because it's black. And then I can have all of them. Look at this. I got these because it was such a hype book. They both came in subscription boxes. One in Fairy Loot and one in Owl Crate, I believe. You know? I don't remember. But I believe. I know I didn't buy it. Not like at the bookstore. But this book is not good. Whoever tells you it's good, they just, it's so not good. So this book is supposed to be fantasy. It's supposed to be like high fantasy, you know, filled with elves and different realms and humans living in the elf realm because their dad is an elf who fell in love with her mom who actually is an elf, but she ran away and ended up marrying a human, and or their stepdad, I should say, because only one of them is full. Only one of the daughters is full elf, and the other two are half elf. So they do, by blood, are able to come into the other realm, but they're still mostly human, and so that makes them weaker than the other elves, and you know that makes them more susceptible to certain foods and wines. You know, typical fairy things. Humans don't eat the fairy food. We learned that in so many fairy books. Okay, we learned that. We've already learned that. We've garnered that in Sarah J. Maas books, and honestly any book that has fairies in it. Okay? And then so then on top of that, so you're dealing with typical fairy things. On top of that, other than that's all the fairiness you get. Like, other than that, this book is very much contemporary, very much political court intrigue, and that's what it deals with. And so like that's about it. Like, it deals with, it's a contemporary, it's a very bad love story. There's multiple love interests, and it's a very bad love story. You aren't surprised by who ends up together. You aren't really, there's only like one good twist at the end of the last like 40, 50, 60, I don't remember. The last little bit of this story is like the only good portion, because it's like, oh, plot twist, and it's like, but is it really a plot twist? I think we figured this out earlier. And so it's not like your typical, I mean, I guess I don't need it to be a typical fairy romance, but I didn't like people masquerading like this was a high fantasy novel when it's really a contemporary with fairies. And that's what. And then what surprised me so much about the BookTube community and this book, BookTube community loves to be like hashtag trigger warnings on so many things. But somehow the cruel prince manages to escape that. We're talking about bullying. We're talking about abuse. We're talking manipulation. We're talking murder. We're talking so many things that have set the BookTube community off for prior books, but not this one. Why is that? Why is that? Is it because your favorite booktuber said that it's amazing? Or is it because you just decided to ignore it for this book? I mean, you know, me, I'm not a trigger warning type of person, because all those types of things, abuse, bullying, self-harm, all those types of things happen in real life for people. That is real life. But it just surprised me that with this book, y'all just kind of let it slide. Let it go by the wayside. Let it do whatever it wants to do. And so that surprised me about the BookTube community. Other than that, I don't really care about any of these things that are in there. You know, it makes the book, you know, forcing people to basically take drugs in this book. But y'all won't talk about it though. Okay. Okay. And so this book is not good. It is not good. You know, people were like, just wait for the second one, it's so good. You know, people who got arcs, you know, they're like, just wait for the second one, it's so good. And I'm like, but is it though? Is it? I mean, the only reason I might read it, obviously I did not run out and go get the second one, because it's out now, is because this is so bad. And because at least now I know what to expect. You know, but hey, it is what it is. Or people are like, people love the fact that like our cruel prince also has a soft side, but it's like, once again, booktubers who love to point out trigger warnings, abusive people have softer sides and then find a way to blame it on the abused. Like, y'all came for Rhysand and Feyre every single time. You don't want to come for this? Is it because they're not in an actual relationship, so you think it's okay? Okay. But anyway. But who knows, I might read the second one because I did give Throne of Glass at least a couple of books and I fell in love with that series. But I didn't hate Throne of Glass. It's just not written well and it's predictable. But I did not hate it. And I knew what I was coming into. But this is not good. And you can't tell me otherwise. You will not convince me. So, that is it for my top 5 disliked and DNF'd books of 2018. Tell me any books that you hated that I could have loved. I love hearing when people don't like books that I love. I was like, I like to see their point of view because most of the time I'm that person who's like, I understand that, but I still love it. I understand, yeah, I saw that too, but I swept it under the rug. Like y'all swept this under the rug. You know, so I want to know what books you guys didn't like in 2018. Make sure to leave a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel because we're going to be doing more of these in the future. And because I kind of liked it. I kind of liked it because I don't believe every book review needs to be positive. And I think it's good to put out the negative stuff sometimes so that way people can, you know, because when you only hear glowing recommendations, you expect something to be amazing. And then when it's not, you're mad. So yeah, but anyway, don't forget to follow me on all social media, especially the Instagram stories and Instagram, because that is where you will definitely see the the raw of this book sucks on there before I make a video about it that is more put together as to why it's not good. But I do have reviews up for a couple of these books. I think I have one up for The Cruel Prince and Everless that I will link down below. Okay? But that is it for me, y'all. So until next time, keep turning the pages.